Hey everyone, Zian over here from Nintendo Life. Do you know what time it is? It's time for a party. A Super Mario Party. A Jamboree? Potentially? Yeah, Super Mario Party Jamboree is out now. I am quite the casual Mario Party fan, but we all know who isn't.
Did somebody say Jamboree?
I'm very, very excited about this game. I've been playing it quite a lot.
I'm very excited to pick your brain about it because you've been playing the game for like weeks at this point now. Maybe not. Obviously, that doesn't mean like every day, but you've had the game for a couple weeks now, yeah?
Yeah, I've had some sessions where I've invited some friends over, played it with close relatives. Maybe you have something that you want to know more about in the game that you're curious about?
Yeah, so like obviously our review is already out now. I play Mario Party when friends are over or when someone says, hey, let's play Mario Party. But I'm usually not the one that's like jumping to say like, let's do that. So I'm curious, in your eyes, as somebody who's played a lot of different Mario Parties over the years, what sets this apart from other Mario Party games?
First off, I will say that I am the person that will grab people and say, okay, we're playing Mario Party now, all right?
And there totally is that person. That's great.
Yeah. So what sets this aside from other Mario parties? So first off, we have 7 boards, which are all just really, really good. I have played all of them. Each one of them has their own unique take on a board. Some better than others. I think my least favorite is Goomba Lagoon, which I only played that one once. The design of that board wasn't as good, but boards like Rainbow Galleria, King Bowser's Keep, and Western Land, those have been a smash hit. Especially King Bowser's Keep, the last unlockable board of the game. There's 3 unlockable boards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's also really fun. It has like an achievement system, which works like, for example, if you're playing a mini game and you do really well, you get it done before time, you might get an achievement. That's the way that you fill up this like almost battle pass meter and how you unlock So you have to kind of grind for these achievements. I mean, this can be easily done if you go into, all the different modes. There's usually an achievement for just trying out the mode. But that's a really cool addition. Also, all the mini games are really solid. There's even a new feature where you can vote on your mini games. So the way it works is that everyone gets 1 vote on these 3 mini games that get shown at random. If it's a free fall, then of course 3 free fall games. And then each person votes. Then the votes gets put up on a line, and it works kind of like if you've played Mario Kart online. One of the random choices gets picked. So if more people vote for a game, it's higher that it gets picked. Now, I do have one grudge, and that's why my grudge with that system is, and that's also the reason why I don't use it. I thought I would use that all the time, but I preferred just random, is that when you see in random, you don't see the thumbnails of all the mini games. But here, I feel like it felt like I was seeing the same games again and again.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know how many, I think there's 29 freefall games. And if 3 always get picked, like for 15 turns, 3 always gets picked, there's gonna be a lot of overlap of which ones get shown, because the ones that you don't pick, they are probably gonna show up again. So I felt like, oh man, the same mini games again. I didn't feel that when I was playing random. There it was just like, oh, it's that one. I do remember that one. Or, oh, it's that one. So I was really surprised of how much I actually preferred just the good old random.
Is this like a setting that you can turn on once you are setting up, basically?
Yeah, when you're setting up a game, there's a couple of different things that you can customize. So you can customize the different turns, and we'll talk about the length of the game, because it says that 10 turns takes 90 minutes. And that's a lot. It's these games are quite long. I do think it over-exaggerates, and you can probably get the time down if you fast forward a lot of the stuff. But then you can also customize bonus stars. Now, at first, you can only do off or have them on. There's no option for classic, but as soon as you unlock the first unlockable board, which is Western Land, you will get the option of classic bonus stars. And the way it works is that with that, the 2 bonus stars from the start. So you can kind of work towards that instead of it just being 2 random ones. Which, I mean, I feel like when I play with people always have different preferences. So some people like them off. Most of them like them on, because then there's always the chance that you can pull through even if you're doing badly in the last second. There's more of a surprise, and that's the cool thing about Mario Party, is that you can of course strategize and be good, but it's a game that's very good for newcomers, and they can quickly get into it and quickly understand the premise.
Yeah.
And I feel like everyone genuinely has a chance, because there's the whole like star stealing with the boo, there's items, there's a dueling glove, a super dueling glove, a green glove.
Oh, what?
So when you use that item, you initiate a duel, and instead of just doing coins, you duel stars, and that is epic.
Okay. Oh my gosh, that sounds so stressful.
It's great,
but
it's
crazy.
great
Like, yeah,
fun.
when like you're at the end of a game or something, I feel like can that really like make or break the results?
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, it's a mini game where if you lose, you have no stars, and if you win, you have 2 stars. So that's a huge.
Sure.
And these duels can be quite short. Like there's one where you have to pull the fishing line just quickest. You'll both stand there waiting, and then as soon as you feel something, you have to pull, and the one who does it first wins. Another thing that sets it apart from other Mario parties is the addition of pro rules. So the way pro rules work is that it essentially removes most, if not all, the luck of Mario Party. Of course, you can't just control your dice block and all that.
Okay.
But for example, in the home stretch, normally when you land on a space, you make a duel on the same space as another person. That is, you make a duel for coins. But in pro rules, you can duel a star.
Oh,
It's great. When you land on a Bowser space, it's not a roulette. You just lose a star. When you land on a lucky space, it's not a roulette. You choose either 10 coins, or is it 15 coins? I can't remember. Or a double dice. And the hidden block is not there. So if you've played Mario Party, one of the spaces on the board, there will be a hidden block, and it can contain coins. It can also contain a star, which is that's just pure random. There's no way of telling if there's a hidden block. And you also start with an item in the start. The only downside, and it's a pretty big downside, is that pro rules, you can only play 12 turns.
Oh.
You can't customize that.
Okay.
Where in normal mode, you can choose 10 turns, 15, 20, 25, 30. Here it's locked at 12. I'm not sure why.
does it feel like the rest of the game has a lot more customization than other Mario parties, except for like little things like the pro rules only being 12?
Yeah, I feel like there's quite a lot of customization, but not quite enough. For example, this is another new thing that sets it apart. It's a new feature called Jamboree Buddies. And Jamboree Buddies, this is actually, I don't know why I didn't talk about this before, because it's a very, like, it changes the game a lot. With Jamboree Buddies, you can't turn this off either. That was my segue into Jamboree Buddies, is that is just baked into the game. So these characters will float down from above and land on the board. Then, if you get to them, you will initiate a mini game that is themed around these characters. So 10 of the 22 characters can be Jamboree Buddies. And then the person who got there first will get a little advantage.
Oh, okay.
So these mini games are very long. They are like, it's almost like a gauntlet.
Really?
Like,
Wow.
for example, Mario's mini game is just 3 different mini games, and whoever does best in all 3 gets Mario.
Wow, that's a long like diversion from the rest of the main, I guess the main board, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely. Donkey Kong has like a rhythm game, and that is really long. Waluigi has a pinball mini game, and whoever gets more points. My problem with this, well, it's very hard to balance, and I don't know what the best solution is, but whoever gets there gets a bonus, and that is, of course, to incentivize you to get to the Jamboree Buddy first. However, when you're spending so long on this mini game, the person who gets the bonus is most likely going to get it, because the bonus is quite good. For example, in Donkey Kong, your circle gets bigger for when you can hit the hits. I've never actually seen the Donkey Kong one where another player won besides the person who won, because that is just too big of an advantage. With others, it's been much more close. Yoshi has like a little platformer of sorts that's quite long. And also the Daisy one, I also saw the person who got it. Like sometimes, some of the mini games are better than others, I definitely think. The twist is that when you get this Buddy Xeon, you can do everything twice.
Oh, what? That's huge.
So it's very good. So, okay, a bit of context. When they land up on the board, there will only be one Jamboree Buddy, and they will stay there for 3 turns. So everyone has 3 turns to get there. Sometimes you get there, sometimes you don't. If you don't, they just fly away. When you get the buddy, they will stay around for 3 turns. But everyone who passes you, if they just pass you, they take the buddy away with it. So you can essentially steal other people's buddies.
Wow.
So this is, again, you spend so long with this minigame, and then suddenly it's like, well, everything I worked towards is just gone because someone else stole it. But
yeah.
then you will kind of steal it back, because they can't get that far, can they? Unless they use a double or triple dice. But, so the big thing is that you can do everything twice. So when you go to an item shop, you can buy 2 items. When you go to Boo, you can steal coins first and then steal a star if you have enough, or you can steal 2 stars. If you get to a star, if you have 40 coins, you can steal...
No.
You can buy 2 stars.
No.
So, it is a very big feature. I personally think I've said quite a lot of bad, but it is very exciting when they come down, and a lot is on stake. And if you get them, it is such a nice feeling being able to do everything twice. Everything bad will also happen twice. So if you land on a red space, you will lose coins twice. If you land on a Bowser space, you will have to spin the roulette twice. Actually, it's really funny. You'll just do the Bowser space, get up again, and then he'll be like, you thought that was everything? You have an ally. And then you get pulled down into the Bowser space again, which is really funny.
So you've talked about a lot of stuff that is quite surprising in a sense to me. As like somebody who's just casually into Mario Party, I've always kind of felt like, oh, if I had one Mario Party on GameCube, I was set. If I had one of the ones on the Wii and it was Mario Party 8, I was set. If I had, like right now I own Mario Party Superstars, and I feel like I've not needed another Mario Party. But, do you think for you and for other people that have played Jamboree, do you think it's going to be hard to like go back to other mainline Switch Mario Parties?
I think every Mario Party has its value mainly because of a lot of the mini games. I mean, this game does have some returning mini games, but most of them are original. Mario Party Superstars was a remake of a lot of different, all the boards are from older Mario Parties, all the mini games the same. So that has its own place. Super Mario Party, I will not go back to, but that is because I don't like that game, especially after playing newer games. That game is very slow. The boards are very bad if you're playing the normal mode. They are great if you're playing 2v2, and it feels like the boards were made for that because everything is a grid, and that works brilliant for that mode. But the normal mode, there's so few spaces, and it's very slow. And we'll talk about this game because it can also be quite slow. However, I think that this one is the best Mario Party that I've played. Again, the boards, the mini games, the theming, the presentation. I have to talk about the presentation, Sion. It is so good.
Yeah.
Brilliant. The way that the animations, each character has its own intro jingle. Yeah, all the animations when you land on a space, when you go around the board. It's great. The boards, again, is such a highlight. So is it hard to go back to other Mario Parties? I think so, yeah, because this one, to me, is the best of the bunch. It improves on a lot of stuff. It adds a lot of new features. I do wish that you can turn some of them off, but I also, even though the Jamboree Buddies is such a big thing, well, some games it just doesn't happen because you don't get to them, but it maybe happens once or twice. And it's fun.
I mean, it sounds like it kind of adds that element, like how there's the mystery like question blocks or the blocks, and sometimes you'll get coins and sometimes you'll get a star. Like, I know that always feels like a bit unfair, but it also is really exciting to just, be in this room with your friends and feel you can feel the tension and the energy rise in the room. And is that kind of how
No, I think you hit the nail on the head. Exactly that. It just adds this whole like, oh my god, we have to compete for this Jamboree Buddy. Everyone get their A game ready. Yeah, it totally works, and it's like it's very overpowered. But you also don't have it for very long, and it can get stolen away. So I feel like with the concept, they did quite a good job. It's a hard concept to make perfect. I don't think it's perfect, but I also don't think it interrupts the core Mario Party experience. It's still very fun. And yeah, there's also a whole lot of new modes. I'm not too keen. Like, I'm not, they're fine. I don't need them. Like, we have Bowser's Kaboom Squad, which is an 8-player co-op mode.
Wow.
We all go, and there's a lot in this game, Sion. So let me quickly give you a rundown.
Is there also like a single player that you were telling me about too?
Yes. So the way it works there is that you start on one of the boards and all the spaces have been turned gray. So you just go around these and talk to these NPCs, and you play mini games, you find items. It's very simple. I think it's very charming. It's very cool to just go around and really explore the board and do these mini games and you have to do well in them, because then you get more stars and you use these stars. This is something we couldn't talk about in the review, but I can share now that the game is out. There is boss mini games, and that's really cool.
Oh,
So at the end of when you've done enough tasks on this board, these tasks could be, I said mini games, find items. There's also a Lakitu that has a quiz. So there's all sorts of different activities to do, but you get quite quickly through them. At some point, you will have enough stars, and a monster will come and steal the stars away, and you will have to do a boss minigame. In the first one, you have this big battle on the sea. You will acquire allies as you go around and do these minigames. If you do enough of them, you'll even have too many. So you can get up to 3 allies to help you, because it's kind of like co-op. But still, like, you can also play the boss minigames in normal. Like, they can just show up in Mario Party, and it's just like who gets the most damage on the boss.
Oh, okay.
So there's 5 of these bosses. They're quite fun. It's a nice change of pace. It's really cool that they're there. And I feel like that's what makes it worth playing this single player mode, because it is quite simple. But it's really nice that it's there, and I'm glad it's there. It's something that I will definitely want to see to finish. But I've been mostly busy just with normal Mario Party. When I invite people over, we just play the normal mode because that's what everyone loves.
Yeah.
So there are 2 online modes, or like, yeah, you can only play this on. You either have to have multiple switches and play wirelessly or play online. Bowser's Kaboom Squad and Koopathlon. Now, I want to say sorry to everyone that I mispronounced Kooplathon. I don't know. I just thought it was Kooplathon. I thought that's how it's spelled. I read it incorrectly. Bowser's Kaboom Squad is an 8-player cooperative game where you go around and smash crates and get bombs into this big cannons. I've seen people talk quite nice about it. I think it's all right. I'm not really going to play it, I think. I don't think it's that good. It is fun that there's like co-op games with 7 other people.
Yeah.
It's all right because you get items from the mini games and then you will put them out on the board. And these, like, it can be a boost party. It can be like a better hammer to smash the crates. And it can be quite tight to get bouncers. So actually, no, it is a good mode. I just don't know how much I will play it.
Well, it's nice that it sounds like it doesn't like hamper the main experience either. Which
No.
I'd love to talk about that more after this. But
no, exactly. I don't feel like I can complain from too much content. Yes, if it meant that the main party mode was bad, or you can tell that they spent less time on that, then sure, but you cannot tell that. It's like you have a brilliant Mario Party mode, and then you also have all these extra stuff, which, I mean, that's nice. It's good to have the variety if you get tired or just want to try something else. So the other mode, Koopathlon, is a 20-player online mode. It's very different. It's so you're all trying to get around this one board, and the way you do that is you play these mini games all at the same time. Like, you're not competing against, well, you are competing against each other to get more coins. So these are like coin mini games. So maybe you have to do whack-a-mole, or you have to shoot up in the sky and grab the most coins. And so depending on how many coins you get, you move 1 space for each coin. I'm pretty sure it's like that. And then after you've done a couple of these mini games, you will go into a Bowser Kooplathon mini game. And here, all the 20 players will be on the same screen, depending on how good you're doing. Because these mini games is like you want to stay in. You don't. You can like get shot by a fireball. You can fall to a crack. I think there's 5 or something of these. So if you stay on, if you manage to survive the 30 or so seconds it takes, nothing will happen. But these are quite hard. Like every time I've played, it's like 1 person is left at the end or something like that. And the further you are ahead, and if you lose, the further you will be pulled back.
Oh, okay.
So these are really important to do good in. I don't know how stale this will feel after a while, because there's only like 1 map you're going around and all the mini games. I mean, there is quite a few. So yeah, I'm excited to try it out online with actual people. I've not really tried it. I played it a little bit when I went to PAX. I got to try out both modes.
Oh, sure.
And that mode was actually really fun because it's like these small time-based mini games, and it's a lot of skill.
I'm curious, does it feel kind of like something like Fall Guys in the sense where, like, you eventually get kicked out of the party, or are you in the party until the very end and just trying to, or are you not? Yeah, do you know how that's going to play out?
Yeah, I do. Everyone is in there until 1 person wins. I don't know if everyone, at least, when I've played, it's just until a person wins and then, it ends. I can't precisely remember if everyone gets over the finish line or if it's just when you end, it's just the standing of that. I think it's like that.
Sure.
But I'm not completely sure. I think the game just ends when 1 person, depending on how long of a Koopathlon mode you're doing, gets over the finish line for the 3rd or 5th time, because you're just doing circles in this.
Okay.
There's even more modes, Sion. Believe it or not.
Gosh.
There's 3 motion control modes.
Oh, okay.
And these, at least 2 of them, are pretty... it just feels like fluff.
Yeah.
PJ said it in his review, and I completely agree. We have Paratrooper Flight School, which is this weird mini game where you're flapping your arms, and kind of like Crazy Taxi, where you're trying to get to certain locations. It's weird. The second one, Toad's Factory, it feels like a Wii play or like just a little mini game of sorts, but it's its whole motion control mode. You're trying to get this ball through this stage, and you all control different parts of the stage. It's pretty simple, not very challenging, at least from what I played. Again, it's just kind of there. It's fine that it's there. I just don't think that I'll play it very much. Then we have probably the best rhythm mode, I think, and this is all rhythm mini games.
Oh, okay.
It's all like to music, and they're all food related, which is quite fun. And there's quite a few of them.
Oh, cute.
So there's like different meals almost that you can make, and you, depending on how well you do make these meals, you can make a sandwich, you can make a hot dog, a fruit bowl. You'll get points in the end. It's kind of like it's a cooperative experience. The 4 players, of course. There's one person who's going to do best. So there's like you want to do best to win, but you're all working towards an overall score. And that mode was quite fun. I did find enjoyment in that, and that's a mode I can see myself coming back to if I need a break from the different ones. And then, of course, there's also the minigame mode. In this time, it's like minigame island, where there's a lot of different modes there as well. So you can just play free fall, you can play like a 2v2 mode, the daily challenges. So I think you understand that there's a lot. There's a lot of modes, and that is why I personally think this is the best Mario Party. Not only because we have just the best main experience, but we have so much more, and most of it is quite good. Sure, we have a couple of motion-controlled modes that are a bit unmemorable and not as good, but yeah, I'm not complaining. I think it's fine, because we have, I mean, if I don't want to play that, I'll just not play that. That's fine with me.
Well, it's nice because like I think one of the biggest problems that I remember from like the Wii U era at least, and it was like kind of like the Mario Party tennis game. I can't remember what it was called, Ultra Smash or something maybe. I remember like that game just felt like it was really lacking features. Even something like Mario Golf Super Rush felt like it was lacking features, or even just like additional elements, and which I guess is probably the definition of features. But it's nice to know that the core like Mario Party experience here sure has some alterations, but it's still a board game, mini game focused, 4 players all against each other, Jamboree. But you just have all these extra things to like sink your teeth into if you're bored, or if you have some time alone by yourself, or you and your brother just want to sit around and just experience something a little different. It's nice to see that they put so many kind of like I guess I want to use the phrase like they put all their eggs in one basket is kind of almost how it sounds with this new game. I'm a lot more excited about this. I feel like I always walk away from conversations with you like feeling a bit more invigorated about something, but I feel like I get it a bit more now. I feel like I understand why this is your favorite Mario Party right now, or is the best, at least, maybe I should say.
I'm glad to hear that. I hope that we can get some games in at some point, because if it's anything like Superstars is online, I've not got to try online, but that online was really good. So I imagine they've just used that in this one as well. But thank you so much for having me, Sion. It was great to talk about. The game is good. Everyone, pick it up. I have a little critique at the end, because I forgot to say it. There's too many lucky spaces. There's simply just too many.
Too many lucky spaces, okay.
There's just so many, and it's like when you can choose different paths, I feel like you always land on a lucky space. It's very common. That is... I mean, again, it's a small thing. Well, to some, it's a major thing. And that's not something
that you can't turn off, like, or make less lucky spaces?
No, you can't.
Cool.
It's better than Superstars, because Superstars, there was a lot of lucky spaces.
Yeah.
It seems like it's more balanced here. I didn't feel like the coin, everything was quite well balanced, especially with the addition of the buddies. Then suddenly you want a lot of coins, because then you can do everything twice, and that can be quite expensive. So I noticed there was a lot of lucky spaces, but it didn't really affect my whole experience with the game. Anyway, that was it.
Well, I'm glad you've been having such a blast with this game, Felix. It's really, really nice to see, and it's cool to hear that it's like, I mean, I know you like Mario Party, right? So it's nice to just see that there really is so much substance to this new game.
Yeah.
And I probably just need to go buy it like tomorrow. Who am I kidding? But so thanks, Felix. Thanks.
No worries, Sion. I hope we can play something soon.
Yeah. Well, if you enjoyed this video, then why don't you go ahead and invite that subscribe button to a nice old little jamboree of your own, and ring that notification bell to be notified whenever we put up more party videos like this. Thank you. Yeah! Thank you all so much for watching, and thank you, Felix. Thanks for coming to my little shindig over here. I really appreciate it.
Anytime, buddy.
I'm Zion from Nintendo. Gosh. I'm Zion from Nintendo Life. Stay safe out there, and we will see you all next time.
Mario Party.